but this is a pretty hard question. I did want to ask you though. What do you have plans on concretely supporting Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries in leadership if you are elected? Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to episode 47 of The Jam. It's JJ Allen, AB Matt, the way it always is.
It always is.
Yet again, we have a very special guest on the couch.
Yes, sir.
We are joined by a journalist, content creator, activist, all types of stuff, Palestinian-American elected, running for Illinois' 9th Congressional District.
Is it 9th or 7th?
It's 9th.
Okay, it's 9th. Oh, we're
welcome.
the 7th.
Yes, please welcome to The Jam, Kat Abughazaleh.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
We just had a conversation right before, and I'm like, we the 9th, or I was like, we the 7th, or we the 9th, and I just.
I don't know if y'all have ever seen like the boundaries of congressional districts in Illinois, but
They're
they're weird.
They definitely make sense.
Yeah, it's wild.
Welcome. Very first, I do want to begin with just quickly, what parts of Illinois does the 9th District cover?
So it starts around uptown Chicago, it goes up to Evanston, West Skokie, and then all the way out as far as Crystal Lake and Algonquin.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So
so
if you happen to live in any of them places, you're going to really want to pay attention to this whole episode.
That Skokie name just like gave me
No, episode
SD, bro. Like,
We got to do the Skokie story at a certain point.
Oh my God, yes. We can continue, but we're going to get into that
Yeah, we're
story.
going to get into that.
Is the Skokie story going to get me canceled?
No, we got scammed by someone in Skokie, but but he got caught on the news. We seen it like later. We're like, oh, okay. But besides all that, we're joined here. It's a lot of stuff happening in the world.
Yeah.
Definitely want to chop it up with you, see where you're thinking about things, where you want to take this congressional run, because this is very big news.
Yes.
Yeah, for
But before we get into all that, we got some housekeeping we got to do at the top of that.
Yes, sir.
So please like, comment, share, subscribe if you go on to enjoy this episode, which you will. Hit the share button, all types of
Like
stuff.
button,
Hype button,
subscribe,
Patreon.
Send it to a friend.
Patreon.
Send it to a friend.
Patreon.com/thejaampod.
Yes, sir. And Alan, what do we tell them every week?
Kat, I tell them every episode. I gotta share this video. Can you tell them to share this video, Kat?
Share this video.
Share this
What are you
video.
doing? If you haven't shared this already, what are you even doing?
It's been like a few minutes. You gotta share the video.
Y'all know where to find us. Little Spotify,
Spotify.
Acast, Twitter, Blue Sky,
Twitter still?
iHeart.
Yeah, Twitter still. We can't do Elon change. I don't even call it X. But go ahead.
And bro, if y'all confused, we got the link tree. So
Yeah,
Yes,
you got
sir.
a link tree too, man.
Of course, yes, sir. Be sure to follow us on all of our individual platforms as well. And we're gonna have you plug your stuff at the end as well, because you're gonna want to keep up with her after this. First and foremost, fit check.
Fit check of doom.
It's a thing we do with every single guest, and we allow our guests to go first as well. So you can go like from feet up, like fit check what you got on the
that
head.
shit on.
All right, so the amount of clothes that I go through on this campaign is ridiculous. I'm like constantly trying to hope that nobody sees I'm re-wearing things.
That's real.
Yeah, I was like, all right, hopefully this works. So these are some great boots that are impossible to walk in the snow that I'm destroying on this campaign. These pants I actually got at Raygun, which does our merch, and they have my name on it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And I love
Nice.
them like that. The brand, I think it's called like Kina and Tam or something, but I saw my name and I was like, I have to buy it.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
That's hard.
I hate wearing pants actually. Like I always wear dresses and skirts, but these are like loose enough that I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
And it got your name on it. You got it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. My belt from high school debate that has it's the only belt I wear, and it's for these jeans. Actually, when I was on Hassan last week, he left me. He gave me some shirts, so that's one of these. And then this is my
fire.
creative director's mom's jacket that she gave to me because she knows my favorite color is orange.
Oh, yeah.
And it rocks. Apparently, it's from like the 80s. I'm gonna embroider a lot on it after the race.
That's
With
fire.
the orange.
Yeah.
Orange is nice.
It's a good color. It's an underrated color, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of course.
Ones.
Oh, I gotta go, don't I?
Yes,
You got,
sir.
okay, you got the LaFleur on the boot now. Saying shout out Tyler. Then you got some I don't know where I got these from, but it's like the 16th episode with them.
No, they're cool though. They're
Fire.
Yeah.
I like to cut on
Fire.
and everything. Then you got the little blue sweater. Best time to wear a stripe.
sweater. Yeah.
All the time.
You got a little chain.
And a million on the neck. Million on the neck.
Progressive $1 million.
Now changes every episode.
10 billion on the neck. And
And then little Arthrex hat had to be warm today. It's cold.
What's
in
on the
shop.
belt? Hold on, I see the belt.
Oh yeah, half evil on the belt.
Half evil on the belt.
It's that Jamal paycheck of head.
He gonna watch the episode and he's just gonna assume.
It's every time we got to mention.
But one of the A's actually.
yeah, one of the A's.
You know what I'm saying? I
How you
go first. You know what I'm saying? I got the royal blue ones on the
those are
feet.
fire.
Glitter edition.
they got
They are.
Oxidation edition. You know what I'm saying? Got the blue on the pants, regular jeans. You know what I'm saying? No
Regular
belt
jeans.
today.
No
No
belt,
belt
no
today.
belt.
They fit it. You know
Got
what
to
I'm saying?
sometimes.
So the
House of
feet.
Air shirt. You know what I'm saying? With the eye, because I
Matches the
see you.
shoes.
Matches the shoes.
Shoes.
I'm about to say the blue and the orange. I'm
Yeah, you
seeing
feel
it.
me,
Wait,
yeah.
because the orange in the eye.
Oh,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? Got the little chain on. You know what I'm saying?
Chain
Fresh
on.
cut bean.
Cool.
You know,
Alan,
Alan, what you got
Alan,
on?
what you got on?
I'm feeling. You got the little SBs
Ooh.
on.
Yeah.
Supreme.
Little Zara joints.
He said Supreme.
He trying to be progressive. Yeah. Nah, but he talking about the SB, Supreme SB.
Yeah.
Blood diamonds.
Blood diamonds.
We got the coin on the shirt. That's the fit.
Something's like with the Quaino on the shirt.
Look, got the lemon peppers on. You know what I'm
Lemon
saying? These is-
peppers.
Bro, I realized somebody told me these is the expensive lemon peppers. These
Yeah.
the GH Bass lemon peppers.
That's what they're called?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
loafers had names until today.
GH Bass, bro.
GH Bass?
They got me to buy these at the Men's Warehouse, man.
I already know. I already know
that's
they was
how they
pressing you.
sell.
They was
Who
pressing
tell
you.
you shit like
That
that?
was for the
Yeah.
mayor though when we had.
Yeah, that was for the
you
mayor,
went to
yeah.
the clothes shop and they take all your money.
Took all my bread. Got the I think we got these from Zara.
Zara,
Shout out
yeah.
Zara. You know what I'm saying? We got the Scorpion. Never listened to a song. You know what I'm saying? Everybody be like, oh my God, you like Scorpion? I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean?
But when he first wore that, everyone in the comments was freaking out.
yeah, they was like, oh my God, I'm like,
We like,
yes.
damn, that's the band?
I love that one song that he played. You know what I'm saying?
I
Can
thought,
you
we,
name it?
I thought we was talking about Drake, man. I thought we was talking about Scorpion. You know what I mean? Got the chain on with the what's this? A collared shirt. You know what I
Collared
mean?
shirt,
Congresswoman. Or soon to be Congresswoman.
Had to be presentable
Had to
today,
be
know what
sure.
I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean.
But okay, cool. So fit check
Fit
out
check
the
it
way.
down.
Got the ring
Let's
done.
get right into the everything. So we also have another tradition that we do with every guest because we have, in the spirit of government agencies and how they're all kind of going to hell right now, we have our own government agency in AB.
Yep, called the Federal Bureau of AB. You know what I'm saying? So our goal is just to look into your life, see what is eating on. You know what I'm saying?
Do a little snooping.
So
On some Fed shit.
yeah, real. That's real. That's real. So what I want to do, I want to bring up this picture. Let's see the picture right quick. You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to see which one it is. I think I know.
I'm actually interested too. Do we have a picture?
Yes, we have a picture.
It says access denied.
Oh, see, look,
fine.
confidential files. Confidential files. I gotta unseal it. You know, something the president doesn't want to do.
Yeah. Unredacted.
Talk about it.
Talk about it.
it.
He don't want to release the files. I'll release.
Before, I have to tell y'all about the feds following us around at Broadview the other week. It was so funny.
they were.
Oh yeah, we going.
Oh, yeah, I
we're
can't
gonna
wait
ask
till we get
about-
into
I think
that.
that's gonna
Okay,
be
yeah.
exactly what we get into right after.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Ice, all types of stuff.
So
What's the context?
this picture was from your high school, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wow,
So
this is high school?
I realized that me and you are actually the same age.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
isn't it? 99.
But the life is different because right after high school, I was floating in thin air. I didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do. I was just bullshitting. But I want to ask you, when was it like right after high school? You want to
what was this?
get into politics and be?
Oh dear Lord, no. I didn't even. I was just telling Ramiro this on the drive here. I decided to run on February 3rd of last year, and I can't even, like, if you had gone back in time a year ago to this day and told me like what life would be like right now, I'd be like, you are fucking crazy. When I was a kid, because I grew up Republican, I was like, I want to be the first female Republican president. And then, poor child. And then I was like, oh, you kind of had to be a sociopath to become president.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I was like, I don't want to do that. I want to be an astronaut. And then I planned that until I was 18. And then I got diagnosed with narcolepsy, so I couldn't do that. So I was like, I either want to be a diplomat or be a journalist. And so I went to school for that. But yeah, running for office did not appeal to me, and honestly, like, this has been the most rewarding thing I've ever done, but it is so exhausting, and it makes sense why only like rich people that really want power can do it.
Yeah, because
for
even the heavy lifting is different. Like I'm gonna ask you a little bit about like the campaign and everything, but like just the decision to not have like corporate PAC money and all types of stuff, that also makes it incredibly harder. Because if you like a Andrew Cuomo, like you already got
You can't even answer to the public. Yeah.
They already got all the millions lined up for you.
But
So-
even without corporate PAC money, I mean, basically, if you try to run for office at any level, the first thing you'll be asked when you're setting up campaign infrastructure is how many people can you call on day one to contribute the legal maximum donation to you? And I was like, none.
I don't know.
And so a lot of people wouldn't work with us, and then they called us back, of course, when we raised $200K in grassroots donations in 24 hours.
That's
Like,
fire.
sorry, I accidentally hung up. But like, even without corporate PAC money, like, you either have to be rich already and self-fund or know a lot of rich people, and that means it's almost impossible to run for office and win as a working class candidate.
Yeah.
I had you had just talked about your narcolepsy.
Yeah.
Is this something that affects you like all the time, like especially like with you in this race? Because I had saw like you had fell asleep during a speech.
Yeah.
Or like
I
an
actually,
event.
so I had, this was a very fun thing that the New York Post blew up, and thank God
already
everyone
knowing.
took the bait.
Yeah.
Thank God. No, so I try to be really open about my disability because I think that we have atrocious disability rights in the
Yeah.
US.
Even if we don't
Right.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Right.
We take
literally.
serious.
Like 50% of America has a chronic illness of some sort, and that's the ones that are open about it, or that's the ones that can afford to get diagnosed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I fell asleep driving to school when I was 17 and totaled my car. And then my parents were like, oh, she's not just a sleepy teenager. And we went through the whole diagnostic process, which takes a long time. You have to do like, this thing called an MSLT. And over the past decade, I've learned to manage it really well. And I have habits and medication and all these things. And just a lot of bad stars aligned. And I slept through something, and I tried to be really transparent and open about it because I also don't want to lie. I had people being like, you should have said something else. And I'm like, you what? Okay. But B, I also just think if we treated disabilities like the way we treat glasses, which like needing glasses is a disability, we would have a lot less discrimination in that respect, and also be able to have better legislation and better conversations about it.
For sure. It's something that definitely needs to be normalized. So like that change can happen.
You was just talking about the reason why you don't got your glasses right now.
Kat, I gotta tell you a story. Kat, I gotta tell you a story, right? So I've been blind since I was a child, and my glasses just recently broke. So
Are you
I
like
went
taping
to,
them like a nerd in a cartoon?
He almost did.
like-
I almost did. I had this other piece that fell off. I was like, JJ, where's the piece? He's like, I don't know where that shit is. So I go to Lens Crafter, right? And because my mom was telling me about this deal I had with my insurance. She was like, you'll cover it, you'll be fine. So I wanted to try out contacts too. So I'm like, my insurance should cover that. And they were like, yeah, the insurance won't cover like the eye contacts. I got to come out of pocket. So in total, they were like, your insurance will maybe cover like $300. So in total, I came out of like $400 for glasses and contacts. And that which
Just
is
to see,
essential
gang.
needs,
Just
and
to
like
see.
now
You
I'm
have
out
to
here
be able to
blind.
see.
Yeah.
So like, I think it was refreshing. When I read the story, it was refreshing how
Yeah.
you handled it, because I'm like, well, if we really want to talk about it, there's plenty of people in office who've been straight up dying. So like, and we can't even like, and they don't even like want to be open and talk about like, it humanizes, I feel like, because you understand that everybody, when you let someone into office, I feel like you have to broaden the spectrum. You can't just have like cookie cutter, clean, crisp background as much as people want to have.
People want,
You have
yeah.
real people that you're dealing with.
Exactly.
So I really rock with like the open and the honesty, because I'm like, bro, that's all people been asking
and
for.
in
I feel
today's
like.
age, bro, like people they're not looking for the very, very
Perfect,
polished,
yeah.
perfect
you.
politician.
People
Yeah,
like
exactly.
humanity.
Yeah.
And, like-
I saw it and I was like the same. I'm like, I really
Nigga, we
didn't
fall
think-
asleep every day.
Yeah, I was like, bro,
I legally can't sleep through something unless you have narcolepsy. That's
yeah,
what
like I'm like, it's not like she was just like, I ain't trying to do this shit. Like, no,
like how people will try to.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about it more in the aspect of like I've seen the work ethic because
Yeah, for sure.
I've been following along since I was seeing like the protests at Broadview and that entire segment. Right now, we're actively talking during like a nationwide shutdown because of ICE abusing their power.
And you guys abusing your workers during this, strike movement.
Yeah,
making
exactly.
Everyone work.
Yeah. So I wanted to first begin with ICE, Minneapolis, all types of stuff. First beginning with just the general strike as a result of the murders. Can you speak to can you speak to the actions that you've seen from ICE, like encountering at Broadview and everything, and the importance of like collective action when it comes to staying safe?
Yeah, I think that like the reason this is happening in Minneapolis is because it's just been an escalation one after the other. It was LA and then they escalated in Chicago, and Minneapolis was just unlucky enough to be the next part of their escalation pattern. But even when they were being nicer here, when they were still shooting people in Silverio, I have been beaten. That video of me being thrown is actually the third time they've done that. They love grabbing me by my chest, specifically me, not my guy friends, but that's weird. And throwing me to the ground. We've been tear gassed, we've been pepper sprayed. There were snipers on roofs with rubber bullets and pepper balls. I remember one time an ICE agent sprayed the ground with pepper balls and said your First Amendment rights are on the sidewalk before they kidnapped a protester and dragged him inside. It's horrifying. It's terrifying. And it's one of those things where like once you have personal experience with it, you can really stress to folks like it's not fun to think about a secret police in your community or that it's going to come to you, but it will. And this is real. And also, like you mentioned, I'm Palestinian, but I mean, look at me. I look like the whitest person in the world. And I think that's part of the reason that video of me being thrown resonated with a lot of people. They were like, they're not supposed to do state violence against someone that looks like that. They're not supposed to do that against the little blonde lady. And if that's what they're willing to do to us on camera, what are they willing to do behind closed doors? What are they doing behind the plywood covered windows at Broadview? What are they doing in the concentration camps where people are begging to be let out?
I feel like we've seen a similar thing with the stories of Renee Good and Alex Preddy. We've seen like a different energy now where it feels like much more of the nation is waking up because of like violence that we've talked about before. We've seen it happen to like Black and brown people, but like the stigma and the things that are associated with it are kind of different, obviously depending on like the race of the person who's involved with it. One of the things that I did see though is that they're throwing around charges regardless of who's doing
like, we know
what.
you. I don't know what you can talk about.
I don't know what you're
I'll start the line. Don't worry.
But for those of you who might not know, I've been seeing in the headlines how the federal government charged you and I believe 5 other protesters with conspiracy, trying to assault like officers or whatever in the midst of protesting. How has that like dealing with that in the middle of running for Congress and all that big?
Oh, it's so cool. It makes my life so much easier. No, I mean, that's the point, right? Like the charges are complete bullshit. They misspelled my name 3 times in the indictment. At
that point, throw it out.
They misspelled my name 3 times in the indictment. Like it's sloppy. We're gonna win. We pled not guilty. We fully plan on winning. We just had a hearing this past week where we're looking at possibly a late spring date for a trial. But like that's. Yes, they're throwing charges because they would love to throw people in jail, as we saw today with journalists being arrested in Minneapolis. Specifically, not a coincidence, Black journalists. But also it's because of the mental strain. Like we have to... we had a lot of generous people donate to help us cover our legal funds, but like attorneys are not cheap, especially good attorneys.
We know.
The stress. Oh God, that's so relatable.
You're wicked.
Oh my gosh! So 1 minute you out here doing your best advocating, the next minute.
How do you slam me onto the ground then hit me with criminal charges? That's crazy.
And it was just like, it's one of these, so like I covered the right as a reporter, as a content creator, as a researcher, and I, like my partner also did the same, and to be honest, we've talked about like what to do if we're indicted, and we just didn't expect it to be so fast, and also with like such like it being so fake, like so sloppy.
Yeah.
But like the psychological warfare is an aspect of this. They want to wear you down. Like even if I know we're going to win this, like there's still federal prison on the line. Like it's still having to balance all of this money. Running a campaign is like the most stressful thing I've ever done in my life. And then running that, like there are so many things from November to December that I was like, oh, we were going to do that. But then the indictment happened. They kind of pause everything. But like that's the point. That's why they are charging people and arresting people that they know are going to be able to prove themselves not guilty.
How does your like family react to like seeing this?
Yeah.
I'm really lucky.
Especially growing up Republican.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm really lucky. So my dad's Palestinian. My mom is a white lady from Texas. I'm sure she's watching this. Hi, Mom. She would love you guys.
Appreciate you.
I'm sure she'll text me and be like, "Those boys are so cute." So when I was like 15, we moved to Tucson, Arizona, and it's much less segregated by income than where I grew up in Dallas. And I had friends who were like much smarter than me who couldn't afford to go to college, even though like. They should. And I was like, wait, Ronald Reagan wasn't right about everything?
That was the first domino.
It's like the puncture. And that's the thing is like a lot of people, there will always be like shitty, bigoted people, but there are a lot more that are ignorant because people like Rupert Murdoch spend billions to keep folks in that bubble. I couldn't vote in 2016, but my parents voted for Hillary. That was the first Democrat for president they voted for, and they voted Democrat since. They're incredibly proud of me on this campaign. When I was indicted, they were so supportive and were like, okay, we won't text you normally. We'll make sure it's on like, we'll like call you because we know it. And I was like, Mom, you can just like text me about your day. It's fine. My whole family was like, we will do everything on Signal. I was like, you can just send me pictures. It's fine. But they're very sweet. And I love the fact that they, especially because a lot of people aren't as lucky to have that support system.
So what was that
from
like?
Background.
What was that like shift for your parents to switch from Republican to?
I think it's a lot harder to admit that you're wrong about things or that you've believed wrong things, and especially if you believe like kind of shitty things. Like I was 16, like 15, 16 when I started going through that transition. My parents were in their 50s. And like my mom's mother, my grandmother, was like a Republican operative in Texas. And it's really hard to admit you're wrong. It's part of the reason that so many, especially older folks, are calcified in their political positions. But it's been, just trying to go over all of these things that we've believed that we thought were true, like the bootstrap theory, or being like, I would ask like, why don't poor people save more when I was a kid? Like that it didn't make sense because it's like, well, it's merit. Everything is merit.
Exactly.
And like my dad's an immigrant and we're doing fine. So and so like now I think it's just been, especially the last like 6 years, been really radicalizing and showing like inequity and inequality. I'm just really proud of them. My parents
That's what I was gonna say. I think it's very commendable because I very much appreciate like there are young people and young men especially that we try to get to with our content who are like so solidified in certain opinions, and I think it's just because you haven't had like enough time to like,
you got to debrief.
Older people, I will always give a lot more credit if you're able to like question the stuff still and come out on the other side. I feel like our mom was never like a Republican. She was probably a Democrat since she came here in the 90s, but like she was not as progressive as she is today.
Hell no.
Like she's seen like we started talking and like how much like we cared about political stuff, and I feel like if you're able to listen as a parent and do that, it's the bare minimum, but also it's a hard step.
I feel like now it's harder for older people in a sense because of like they don't really understand social media. So like they don't really understand the misinformation that they're getting fed.
Oh my gosh, AI videos,
we talking about videos, bro. They
hit you thinking it's super real.
I think it's really frustrating how many like white liberals online think that like immigrant communities and people of color have like no conservative members of their family.
It's like you get shocked when you see that. Like even from where I'm about to say like we had actually, this episode's coming out first, so I can't leak who we just had on. But we were talking with we were talking with a guest who you'll find out in like a week or so, and they were basically like talking about how like that, like where we come from, right? The history of Black people, especially Black political thought in the country, has always had like a really hard leftward, like especially socialistic bend when it comes to like organizing and everything. But because of like whether it's misinformation, stuff that's amplified throughout the culture, we see people like having more conservative, like of course that's the case. With every racial demographic, like political ideologies are going to be all over the place. But it's like I don't react to that now with like disgust or like being weirded out. I like understand it now because there's so many easy ways to be led one way or
Yeah,
another.
yeah,
They
yeah.
do that intentionally. So through the
Especially
algorithm.
with, like you were saying with AI and social media, bro. It's like my mom will see one thing and be like, "Oh, let me show you this video," and it's Candace Owens, and I'm like, "Nah,
We're not clearing that. We can't
The
clear
worst
that.
part is they genuinely just don't know no better.
Yeah.
They're just now getting introduced to
Yeah,
social media and how it works.
She sent me a video the other day. You don't know who this is, and good. She sent me a video of DDG and was like, "This is why you need to stop smoking weed." I'm like, "Yeah, listen to this nigga, mom."
Mind you, he
like
smokes
that
weed all the time.
Like
so
every
I'm like,
day.
what?
Yeah, I remember it was just like I was left leaning or like on the Democratic side. Yeah,
You loved Hillary Clinton.
yeah, basically. But like my
everything you needed.
When I tell you, I was
ideology
12 and I
wasn't
was
there.
Bernie of Doom.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he
you know, I
was.
got my first sticker
but
and
like
everything.
my
I was like,
ideology was not there at all. And you remember because when he started like getting heavy into politics, that's when like I kind of had to rethink my entire
Switch
way
on.
of life. Yeah,
I feel like that's
I
when
got
I
switched
first
on.
like. I feel like that's when I first started gaining consciousness. When we all started living together, like it all started to click.
yeah, but like that is going back to that support system. I feel like it's really like crucial to have those people around you, especially like I want to ask you also about kind of the implications of like the charges and everything, because I'm like, what does this mean for our like First Amendment? We just briefly mentioned that Don Lemon just got arrested along with four other like black journalists for filming a protest.
Black
that
Lives
happened.
Matter organizers.
Yes, they've been rounding up people. You're fighting charges right now. So like, what is it that you're trying to get across to like, I guess, the Democratic base or people who might be like thinking they're still in the middle about like the danger that poses towards like all of our constitutional rights?
Yeah, like, are we cooked?
Are we done for?
We're definitely not cooked. I'm always like, if you're still angry, like you still feel hope for something, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, when it comes to a lot of these cases, I mean, my charges are very similar to the ones recently levied against Tim Walz and Jacob Fry. Essentially, what the administration is trying to do is make anyone dissenting, whether you're blowing a whistle, whether you're filming, whether you're just posting something on social media, a crime. And the "Don't Tread on Me" crowd really seems to love the taste of bootlegger.
Bro, they
Getting tread
silent.
all on right now.
They want that. But they also, I mean, in multiple cases, including mine, it's essentially saying if you are in the same area with people, that is a conspiracy.
That's insane.
Whether or not like you are responsible for actions of others just by being in the same area, which is unconstitutional.
Yeah.
And this is the stuff that like I and my colleagues in the anti-disinformation space tried to communicate. Like they have never cared about the First Amendment. The right has never cared about the First Amendment.
Or second.
Or second. Or literally any of them.
Literally.
They talking about the 10th right now. They're like, oh, we're going to kill more people if you don't get rid of them sanctuary city laws. You
Can I just
have
say-
the right to do that.
Look, I'm not a founding father stan here, but the Third Amendment is great. I definitely did not appreciate them enough when they were like, you actually can't force people to house soldiers in your home.
Yeah.
Imagine if ICE agents came to your house and were like, you have to let us in.
Yeah.
That would be nuts. Like, that was...
Might get wicked.
I literally... I
They would leave the seat up.
when I was younger, like I would hear people talk about like the Third Amendment, and that was the one that everyone like forgets because they were talking about like British troops back in the day, like they couldn't have them in the house. But it's like I heard people make the argument that like no, they were trying to prevent a police state. Which like if you could just as an officer of the law walk into anyone's house and occupy,
That's
refuge,
insane.
yeah, that's crazy.
Crack open
And
your
right
fridge,
now,
take some snacks and shit.
And
like
right
that.
now, currently, the same entities that are tackling people that are getting charged or whatever are just got leaked with the whole administrative warrant thing, where you're trying to go in people's houses without a judicial warrant.
Yeah.
So it's
signed
like,
by an ICE agent or someone of higher, like, that's insane.
Which they're trying to meet a quota. So it's like, go arrest me, them people. We said you could.
Greg signed it for me, gang.
That's insane. And I feel like one of the things that I really much appreciate about what you're trying to pull off is the fact that like I think it meets the moment in a lot of ways because you were able to highlight how crazy certain shit like this is. I do want to kind of get into some of your like policy platforms, the things that you believe and everything.
Yeah.
I know you had wrote down like things, obviously proposing higher taxes on like the wealthy.
Yeah.
Are you for universal care?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Full dental, vision, mental, and hearing coverage. Yes.
So
Need that.
I need you.
I'm moving.
I want you to talk about like what is universal single payer healthcare system? What is that?
Oh, yeah,
So essentially, this means that your healthcare system is tied to your taxes. So we are not leaving opt-outs here, so that way insurance can come in and offer you better healthcare if you can pay more, because in that case you just have a two-tiered healthcare system, and that's not okay. And a lot of arguments against this are saying, well, doctors should have the choice. We don't have enough doctors. There's a doctor shortage. That also, I think we need to be talking about universal healthcare in the way of funding healthcare workers' education. A ton of underserved communities, especially Black and brown communities and rural communities, their hospitals have shuttered because of hospital privatization, and especially post-Dobbs, because hospitals don't want to worry about getting sued or having their doctors jailed if they're treating a woman that's having a miscarriage. So being able to have the government resurrect hospitals in these areas, and then also paying for education with the understanding that you can help these underserved communities for your training, I think it's really essential when we're talking about universal healthcare. Like my partner was just in Barcelona. He somehow slashed his foot open in the shower on a tile.
Sharp tile.
Like,
Sharp tile.
The other day I slashed my big toe with some is a bottle of what? Sacred hair oil. Sacred. So Beyonce got this like hair oil. Gang.
You and
It's
Diane can talk about
traumatizing.
it, like getting your foot fucked up in the shower.
So like the bottle is a thick glass, hits the floor, cracks open, slashes my big toe.
And then just like that,
So-
you got to have a hospital visit.
Exactly.
Currently,
$1,500.
But here's the thing. Ben, he called me and was obviously in shock because way too much blood. So I called the front desk and I'm like, hey, my boyfriend's in this room. Can you please figure out what to do? Because I don't know what the hospitals nearby there or anything are. And they said, sure. So they go up there and they also asked, do you want me to call an ambulance? And I was like, you can't ask an American that.
because I'm gonna tell you no, man. We gonna
Every time.
10 racks on
10
that.
racks every time.
Like, can you get him like one of those electric scooters?
Have his ass on a moped.
But he gets an ambulance, gets stitched up, and gets antibiotics for $120. And he's not a Spanish citizen.
Oh,
wow.
Like that is, and when people say like, I remember I was on CNN and fucking Scott Jennings was like, you want illegal immigrants to have healthcare? And I was
Oh
like,
my
I don't think
God.
you've ever gotten sick or injured in another country.
Exactly.
I think that we should be treating everyone as they treat us.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you want to know why that makes so much sense? Because think about like what's happening in the world right now.
Yeah.
With how crazy America doing, trying to do like Fourth Reich bullshit.
Yeah.
If countries, which they're starting to do, are like, yeah, we don't like American citizens now. Well, then what happens?
Yeah.
We
If you
stay
go
here,
to
we're done
there
for.
in one of these countries, like, yeah, you an American. That could, if you take it far enough, that can easily spiral, which is why I don't care. If you on the soil and you need medical attention, then you should get the medical attention. Like, if people try to like classify it on citizenship or not as though you're giving healthcare to the citizens.
bro, and either
Right.
way,
We're not even
We're
doing
not
that
even getting
part.
that.
Maybe you should even try that.
yeah, like bro, either I was like, we're the wealthiest nation, bro. Like, it shouldn't be no conversation, anyways. When you talk about stuff like healthcare, like the fact that you can break your arm in this country, like you know, you a kid. I broke my arm jumping over a gate, bro. Like you can break your you can break your arm doing anything, and then you go there, and now it's $1,000 bill, or like even like my injury, bro. I've had an injury. I've had an MCL injury for months or for years at this point, and MRI is 3 bands, 5 bands, and then you got to go to therapy, and that's another extra. It's like, bro, that's insane.
That's
when
wild.
you really look at it, all it is just these privatized companies are just racking money.
Even when
in.
you like look at like the stereotypes when it comes to like even the black community, where
Yeah.
like a lot of
Seeking
black
help.
people are scared to go to the hospital,
Yes.
and of course, like. Of course, even the mispractice of how
Yeah,
they treat
historically,
black people,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's the fact of like they can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like a desk fell on my foot and I had to come out 20 racks because they had to pay 10 racks to get in the ambulance because my mom could not pick me up. And then on top of it, all the scans and everything they did, and it's like no one can afford that.
Yeah, that's insane.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I had some hospital bills. They gonna have to kill me to get that shit. For real.
Fine me.
No, I got
Fine
an
me, bro. I
outstanding
swear to
balance.
God,
They're gonna have to
yeah.
get my ass.
Keep calling me.
But that's normal for like so many people in the
Yeah,
country.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why they want like kids, like the rights,
Yeah.
like people need to be having more kids. Like it's part of the reason they are banning abortion because they want women to be stuck at home with children. And it's
With
like,
that.
like I have so many friends that want kids. They can't afford them.
Yeah.
Like I have a stroller for my cat. Like, like
No,
because you become a parent of that.
Yes,
like
Yeah.
because
That's
a
first.
child stroller is $1,000. Like if you want a decent one that ain't going. jar the nigga brain up and
Even without the stroller, even without the pre-K, even without the daycare, even without any of this.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm $60,000 in debt for wanting to give birth to my child in a place where if I have a complication, I won't die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's like
Yeah.
shit.
Why?
If it's 60 bands, that's why.
Bro, it's 60 bands. Like, you in the hospital, you have the baby, and then they hit you with the 100,000 like before you're out the hospital. That's not daycare, like you said. That's not diapers. That's
not what
not
it costs to raise and care for the
Yeah,
infant.
like
afterwards.
Even like I was
bro.
thinking with like my OG with like even her pregnancy, like she's doing so many scans and tests that it's like, yo, the baby hasn't even come out, like, and it's
Yeah.
this much money.
hundreds of thousands
And like,
of
here's
dollars.
the thing: it's an investment in the future. Like,
Yeah.
people are like, "How do we spend for all this?" First off, we're the wealthiest country in the world. Like, one thing that I always stress is like, we can actually lower taxes for the working class, and I'm using this term very generously. Anyone making under $50 million a year, we could exempt the cost of living from your taxes. So any money under $32,000, not even taxed. We could lower everyone's taxes, tax wealth, tax investments for the ultra rich, have that money come in. But also when people are housed, when people are fed, when people can enjoy their lives, they spend more money in the
Yes,
economy.
exactly.
They
Say that
invest in
all
other
the
things. They
time.
have a healthier, when people are able to go to the hospital, they aren't taken out of the workforce because then they can't work. Because
Yeah,
they can't
yeah.
even go to the doctor.
Yeah.
Like when people have good mental health, when they're not on the streets, like they are able to be, to contribute to society in
Yes.
the way that
Yeah.
so many people on the right say they want people to. It's an investment in the future.
They create this fear that when you add these things like mental health
Handouts.
care, things like that, that like people will just sit on their ass at the
Stop
crib.
working.
And I'm like, bro, I remember I used to be HR for Amazon, and I'm like, bro, I know how bad people want to work. People are coming to me every day, yo, you got extra shifts, you got this. If you're giving these people the proper benefits and the things that'll keep their mind right, they're
get it
going to
back.
come to work more. They're going to want to work more.
Even if you're not working like in like traditional jobs, like caring for more things means you allow those people to save more money, which
Yes.
allows you to probably find a passion in something else. If
Yes.
you don't, if you don't want
adding to the
do
world,
it.
whether it's
Yeah.
creatively, whether
Most
like
people have to give up on all that shit immediately just to try to make ends meet.
Literally.
So you literally can get people who actually get to find more meaning out of their work and doing things that
Exactly.
they want to do if they don't have to worry about 20 racks, 30 racks for health for childcare.
Yeah,
Or like something
yeah.
like that.
It's-
I also have-
like they'll
sorry,
come
go ahead.
and go with
Oh yeah, yeah. It's hard because like, and I'm pretty sure you went through it too, Matt. It's like, even with content creation, I used to also work at Amazon. I actually worked 2 jobs. I worked at Amazon and then I was stocking shelves in like different grocery stores and stuff. So when it came to being a content creator, I had to literally go from work from like 7 to maybe 5 in the morning, come home, wake up. I would wake up probably at like 2 or 3, try to get some type of quick video in, and then go to work like 2 hours later. And it's like, that's not feasible. I can't do that.
That's just
You
somebody
wouldn't be able to
dream.
do this if you were still doing
Yeah,
it.
and then
I
I,
feel-
almost had to like
Yeah.
give up on the dream because I have to put money in my pocket.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
And through that constant treatment, it convinces people that they can't want more for themselves.
Yes.
What is a way that like you can encourage people to want more for themselves?
Yeah, even
and
in
actually
the times
believe in
that we
those
live.
things.
I say this all the time. It's at the end of like all of our ads now. We deserve good things and we don't have to settle. I feel like we fetishize misery.
Yes.
We're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we don't deserve good things. I remember this guy came to like a fair that we were at and like wanted to argue with me, being like, well, I don't think, you know, if you're a single mom, you should just be able to get a house. And I'm like,
What are you talking about?
here's my hot take. If we're talking about handouts, I don't give a fuck. Good. I want people to have what they need. Our office doubles as a mutual aid hub, so people can just come in, get what they need, and walk out.
Yeah.
That's fire.
If people take like more than their share, I don't know your circumstances.
Situation.
I don't know what you
I'm
need.
not the government.
Yeah,
No,
I
we
don't
took
give a
20
fuck.
coats, and we had someone that, like one of our volunteers, was like, should we flag that? And so we were just talking to them, not being like, you have to put down the coats, but they actually were at a senior center and the seniors couldn't afford their coats. And so they were getting 20 coats for these people at the senior center who were low income. And if this had been like one of these austerity means testing programs, they would have been like, sorry, you get one sleeve.
What your annual
You get one
income?
piece of fabric.
You get
Make
one-
75 racks a year, you can get one coat gang.
I think it's the
Oh my
it's the
God.
illusion also that capitalism puts on everybody
Yeah.
as well, because
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
think that a nigga walking in
Not
for
working
20 coats so they can go on the block and then we gonna sell 3 here and we gonna do no, bro, my
Yeah.
family
Yeah.
long
Wait,
gang.
actually,
yeah,
let me
we
grab something
need-
from my purse real quick. I gotta show you.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Cool. Oh, I'm excited.
I'm excited about this person.
No, that's so true though.
Yeah.
Like
It's wild.
it's a whole genjutsu they put you in where it's like you can't get nothing or else you're not working hard. If you're not working hard, you don't deserve nothing.
Mind
Like,
you,
yo, American
mind you,
pride
they
is a
the
sin.
The man in the suit. The man in the suit is the one hustling y'all every time.
Every
It's not the
single time.
man that walked in with the loincloth. Like,
Yo, you stupid,
I can
bro.
promise you. Oh, okay.
So like
Okay, got you. W.
like one of the things is when we're talking to Republicans, because my district, Uptown, Evanston, Skokie,
Yeah.
like more liberal, but then it goes all the way out to Crystal Lake, like
Yeah,
to McHenry County,
Yeah.
and it's a redder
Redder,
area.
yeah.
And I have a lot of discussions with Republicans that are like, I don't know if I agree with everything you believe, but I think you actually believe it. And then when I'm like, when I say everyone should be able to afford housing, groceries, and healthcare, I also mean you. And they're like, wow, I didn't think about that. And I think that's part of the issue with messaging. This is a comment from yesterday, which I just found very funny. I'm a very conservative Republican who can't stand with you and think you're a nut job. That being said, given my congressperson in this district will definitely be a Democrat, I prefer your brand of authenticity to your opponents. I'll say anything to get elected brand of BS. Good luck. I genuinely hope you win your primary. We
can
get
have-
emails like that every day.
That's insane.
insane.
It started one way. You can hold
The
both
gears
those
are
positions.
turning.
Like, yeah, exactly. Because that authenticity and that,
Reverted.
like, you can actively tell when a person wants to find out a way to make stuff better.
Yeah.
Like I we're gonna talk a little bit about like your opponents, the race and everything, but I think the thing that we've been stressing to people for probably the last year is authenticity.
Yeah.
Like if I disagree with you, I don't find many like authentic Republican elected officials most of the time. But like if I disagree with you or if you just aren't hearing me the way I'm trying to convince you of the world, okay, cool, man. There's like 8 billion people. I'm not gonna get
Yeah.
Yeah.
but like everyone, I feel like underneath all the bullshit, underneath the propaganda, can really tell when it's like, okay, all right, this is an earnest disagreement. We don't have that often. I feel like it's just
especially in the political landscape.
yeah, say the
this
default
country.
thing,
Just
get elected and XYZ, and it takes a lot of like courage because you have people out there like
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like been this kind of phenomenon where people will come up to me like wanting a fight about like say like Israel or something. And those go two ways when someone's very like pro what is happening in Gaza or they feel very defensive about it because let's be real, like Palestinian and Jewish safety and our futures are intertwined. And like the right especially wants us to prey on each other by exploiting our fear.
Yeah.
And so I totally get that fear. And I try to like really show like, hey, I also think that civilians deserve a safe and happy life, like all of these things.
Yeah.
But then there's also the type where like people are like, I feel very strongly this way and you don't agree. And they expect me to change my position because
Yeah,
that's what
it's
they
like-
expect from politicians. And I'm like, you have so many candidates to choose from. Like that's democracy.
choose the one you want.
Exactly.
Choose the one you want. And like, you'll know when I'm your congresswoman, like at least you can expect to hear the truth from me.
Yeah,
because I'm telling you
exactly.
something you don't want to hear.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then over time you could at least like figure out how I came about the conclusion.
Right.
Let's talk a little bit about Israel and the importance of that like issue coming up.
Yeah.
So from what I've seen in the race, it says AIPAC has denounced both you and Daniel Biss as dangerous candidates. And like dangerous detractors and everything. I want to ask because I mentioned him. What separates you specifically when it comes to how you'd approach that issue in Congress? I feel like I've heard a lot of people be asked like, would they support an arms embargo or would they support banning defensive weapons or all types of stuff? What is your position on that if you were elected?
Yeah, I'm going to get into my position on that. I do want to be clear about like the state of the race. So right now, I'm tied with Mayor Daniel Biss, and I want, before I say anything, I want to stress that I very much respect him. We've talked a lot during this race. Laura Fine is below both of us. She is backed by AIPAC. Her entire campaign is funded by AIPAC.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
We're looking
A
at
lot
you,
of
Lord.
us in this race,
we see.
a lot of us in this race would vote similarly on a lot of issues. This is one where Daniel and I disagree, and I understand changing. I like growth. I like evolution. There was a whole thing when he was running for governor about dropping his running mate over BDS, and this has been something that that we've disagreed on. And I am glad that he's calling for a ceasefire now. I'm glad that he also said, we need to recognize Palestinian statehood. But it came out last week that he submitted a position paper to AIPAC before he
I was
even,
reading about that last night.
before
Yeah.
he even
He said-
ran
yeah.
for
See,
office.
there's a difference
And
when you like you really about it.
Wow.
You
Yes.
ain't really about it.
And the reasoning is, well, I wanted to tell them that I disagreed on things. But we have had groups reach out to us that we do not agree with, and I don't even respond to them.
Yeah, we don't fuck with the ops.
I'm not going to go tell the wolves, I don't like that you're a wolf. I'm just going to ignore the fucking wolf.
There was somebody that it was a Republican lady that hit us up. She was like, "Oh yeah, I got supreme access to the president right now. We can do an episode together." I'm like, "What are you? Have you even watched our shit?" Like, no, but we're not doing. Yeah,
because it's like, why even play on that side? We already know how it is.
Yeah. And like the position paper wasn't as extreme as AIPAC would want, and AIPAC has sent out emails specifically about me saying that I'm so radical for thinking we should respect the International Criminal Court and that we should condemn war crimes. And while Daniel's position paper is markedly better than probably what Laura Fine wrote. Like it still proudly supports BDS. It still supports the 2016 Memorandum of Understanding, which would essentially arm Israel further. And so you can say you support the Block the Bombs Act, but you have to reckon with what you've already said. And submitting a position paper to AIPAC is, especially before you've even run, especially while you're already running for another office. And then that's
fried.
Very
I seen what the campaign was talking about and their response for why they did it and put the position paper out there. But I'm like, it feels like, this is just my opinion, it feels like what happened was there was testing the waters to see how much alliance there was with AIPAC. And once they figured out either they weren't fully on the same page, or like you said, it wasn't as far as they wanted to go, it was like a no. But the ask was still made. So at least in my mind, that makes me think, okay, what happens if you do go to Congress? I do want to ask you, like, is there any legislation in particular that you're thinking about supporting, or would you go further than what certain people are saying?
Yeah, I mean, my position on this is super clear. I think that every civilian deserves safety. I think that no child should starve. I think that war criminals should be held accountable no matter where they're from. That goes for any conflict. And in this one specifically, we need to recognize Palestinian statehood, as 82% of the world has, because you can't negotiate for any solution unless you're on equal footing. And I say that not as a Palestinian person, but as a human being. We also advocate, it is impossible to talk about the genocide in Gaza without talking about the 70 years before that. My grandparents were Nakba survivors. They were expelled from their homes. My father was born stateless. My great-grandfather died with a key ring to all of the keys to the hotel that he had still in his pocket. He carried it around with him every day till he died. And we need to have, for any safety, for any solution, we need to come to terms with that. And we need to have some sort of reparations at the same time. Like if someone said you can have your grandfather's hotel back, but you displaced 300 people, I also believe trauma begets trauma. So we need to not just recognize statehood, but also look at different terms of right of return and recognizing, whether it's reparations, whether it is rebuilding Gaza, and whether it is absolutely needs to include no more settlements in the West Bank.
They're already illegal.
Right. We can't pass, we need to support the Block the Bombs Act. We can't pass any more funding for Israel without these human rights abuses being addressed and ensuring that this is just following our own law.
These are already,
and it's bringing us in
people be acting like
the world.
People act as if the stuff you just said is like some groundbreaking, like, no, this is following the law. And I thought that was the whole thing.
Right.
Like,
law and order.
Law and order.
The way I think about it is like, I remember, and I seen it, and it made me drop my head. We were talking about, it was a conference, I believe, it had like Hillary Clinton, had some other people, and they were talking.
Who you love.
They about to get this nigga a Hillary shirt. Oh God! They about to
Hillary 28 in the email.
I remember avidly like advocating for her and with our mom too.
I remember
she was,
I was so
heavy
shocked when it happened. I think that was what started me on my journey because it was 2016. I must have been 12, and I remember like kids at our school would be like, "Nah, I don't really rock with either of them. I like Bernie," which I feel like it's just because you was hearing it, but also young people. So I like got into Bernie. I was not rocking with Hillary towards the end, but when she lost, I was like,
yeah, we're done for.
I was like,
we're done for. Yeah.
So then that kind of pushed me. But back to this mainly, the reason why I was thinking about it. I seen basically the way people interact with this topic is so like disheartening for me because I was watching that video of them at that conference, and they're making a point about how like we've taught Holocaust education too well because we're able to
crazy.
spot the dynamics in certain situations where it's like, oh, you see someone in Gaza getting killed, you make the assumption, step in, protect them, they're vulnerable. And I'm like, yeah, I'd make that assumption every single time because I don't pick and choose when the rules like apply.
It's not because they're Palestinian
Never again
that we're
means
like
not for anyone.
Exactly.
Can I go on a rant about this?
yeah, right.
Of course.
Like, here's the thing. I have spent my career covering conspiracy theories and fighting right-wing narratives. Pretty much every major conspiracy theory is rooted in anti-Semitism. Like, when it drives me crazy when people who had no idea where Gaza was before October 7th have a lot of thoughts about how anti-Semitism isn't a real problem. After 9/11, there was a huge spike in Islamophobia, and there was after October 7th too, but it was more anti-Palestinian racism in terms of what we were seeing very vividly. After October 7th, though, there was also a huge spike in anti-Semitism. Similarly to what we were seeing after 9/11. Like, especially in Texas, this guy went around to a bunch of convenience stores and just shot guys in the face the night after 9/11.
Oh my
God. And it was like all Sikh men who owned convenience stores, but he couldn't tell the difference because they can't tell the difference between, any people. And it's when you are allying with people that are spreading the Great Replacement theory, which has inspired almost every single mass shooting of the 21st century. The idea that the left, but really they mean the Jews, are importing people to take over the white electorate. It is vile.
insane,
It is a
bro.
conspiracy theory. It is disgusting, and it is the basis of the Republican Party right now.
Yes.
And the exact same people that are attacking student protesters, many of whom are Jewish, because Jewish people have consistently been the greatest allies for Palestinian liberation and Palestinian rights. You are not helping Jewish people. You are incentivizing both of our safeties being compromised. Just like when that guy set those elderly people on fire in Boulder, like, don't fucking do that in my name. Just like you shouldn't in all of my friends' names that are fighting for what's right. Kill children.
Exactly. Like I seen like that. It's so evident. In my mind, the way that any opposition party or the Democratic Party or whatever, the only way you're going to be able to fight against the legit active like Nazis that are popping up is if you make that distinguish between like how you apply those universal like human rights with Nick Fuentes and people like that right now. Their whole MO, and now Nick Fuentes is at a point where he's popular enough to be like getting consideration from the Republican Party. At the core of his politics and all these people's politics is like intense anti-Semitism. I'll talk like they come out with Jewish conspiracy theories out the ass 25/8 to the point where it's like become a cultural staple, like even on the internet, and people like using different emojis and stuff. So my thing is, why would you help them and help that cause by like failing to stand against certain shit? Because the right gets to weaponize stuff that like was happening in Israel or in Gaza to be like, oh yeah, well this is the problem of Jewish people, when that's not the problem. The problem is the ideology that allows this genocide to take place, and that ideology is not something that we have to be married to like as a country. So like I think it frustrates me so much because I feel like you can't fight back against to protect Jewish people efficiently if you can't draw the line at like a genocide. Like you said, it's kind of linked, right? So it's like, at least in my mind, that's kind of how I process it. And I am encouraging like people who either are gonna be elected or are running or everything to not be afraid to challenge them. I don't think that any of the things that we have right now have to be set in stone forever. Like there's, again, like you said, we're the most powerful country.
Like, bro, they won't be set in stone forever. The reality of it, everybody thought democracy was going to be set in stone forever, and then
It's only as strong as we allow it to be.
Exactly.
And we have to like fight and reinforce that
Like
every
it's
single day.
utterly insane that like Nick Fuentes and just that whole market of people, like it's okay to become a Nazi in the public eye. That's just wild.
And it's but like they were saying, just the problem is so intricate because it's like the right is just using that, even though they are like anti-Semitic in
they use
a million other ways.
Then you get people that watch us talking about, they got some good points, right?
All the Jews,
You gotta text like my aunties and shit and be like, don't listen to Tucker Carlson. He doesn't give a fuck about us. He's a grifter. He wants your money. Like, I get it. Like, it is when you are going through unspeakable trauma, you want to see like, oh, people are supporting us, but they don't care about it.
Gotta have that
They don't
hope.
care about us.
And it's hard to discern like who's really with it, who not, especially if you're not in the space. Like if you're just seeing reels, it's like you can't.
I was gonna say, let's talk about that for a little. So I know that it's kind of, my observation has been like the Democratic, at least establishment, has tried to co-opt the term like fighter right now. I've been peeping it. You're not about to get that past me. I've been seeing so many people being like, yeah, I'm gonna be a fighter, but that's because people are looking for people to actually fight. You have taken on people like Tucker Carlson. What happened with that? 'Cause I know I watched your ad that said like it led to him leaving, but I didn't know like the ins and outs.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I am not privy to, but basically there were a lot of lawsuits and issues at Fox News. My team specifically was night shift at Media Matters, and we were on that shit. We provided essentially a ton of different quotes and evidence and things to help with these lawsuits and publicly putting pressure on Fox. Like it is not a coincidence that that pressure was culminating to that moment. Once again, like I don't want to get sued. I can't specifically talk about anything that happened behind the scenes at Fox. I wasn't there. But like, look, we know where these pressure points are because that's literally our job. And it was 6 of us watching the same amount of Fox News that an 80-year-old grandfather in Kentucky that sits in his lazy boy and messaging it so effectively that there's this clip of him during commercial breaks looking at the camera and going, "Hey, Media Matters for America, go fuck yourself." I grabbed the tie down, and it's after one of my clips went crazy viral, and he knew that thing went up, and then was like, "No one's seeing me right now, so go fuck yourself, Kat."
That nigga was so mad.
He was so mad.
It's so funny seeing like,
He's such a
So that's the other thing is all these people are such losers.
Yeah.
Like they're such losers. Elon Musk too. I got deposed in 2024. He had sued Media Matters where I was working for accurate reporting and
free speech, Mike.
Free speech. Yeah, let me take over the platform for free
speech is free. And the cost mounted, and so I could get a job easier than anyone on my team. So I was like, you got to lay someone off. Like, I'll do it. So I was like freelancing, broke as hell, doing my thing, and then I get a subpoena. Like I'm being deposed, and he spent probably multiple 6 figures to depose me here in Chicago for a case that, mind you, the reporting that was done was on a team that wasn't even remotely close to mine. We worked at night, like a totally different time zone.
Feels like some intimidation.
Yeah, that's intimidation.
It was
So it had like literally nothing to do with you.
And it was the dumbest 7 hours of my life.
7 hours you were deposed for?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh. You're gonna have to see me after that.
Yeah.
Spent racks to have me 7 hours. All right, and it wouldn't even.
He's got all the
God.
video, Elon. Post it.
Real shit. You won't do it. But like that I feel like that we're kind of in that era right now where all these people who are demonstrably losers like but have money throw all the money in the world to distract would be like silence opposition while calling it free speech.
It's intimidate shit.
It's one of the most interesting things about like battling people whose ideologies are like always conflicting. But I did want to you briefly mentioned like 1 second ago about the campaign. What went into deciding to run the campaign the way you did it? Because I've seen political campaigns before. I have never seen someone like go out the way to do like mutual aid, like give stuff away to people, make sure they're clothed and everything. So like I feel like you're able to do that because of your politics and how like it builds into everything else. But tell me the thought process that went into doing that.
Even it's like rare about like the funding. Like you're so public with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. So to be completely honest, I have a large platform that I built with my own reporting. And like, yes, I built it, but it's still such a privilege to have. So it's allowed me to do things differently. Like everyone's like, we're doing politics differently. But like, what are you
doing
actually
the same
doing?
thing?
And we've been able to actually do it differently. So for one, we I'll talk about the mutual aid hub in a second. We also live stream to fundraise instead of call time, which is when you sit in a room and call rich people all day and beg for money. My opponents spend 40 to 60 hours a week doing that.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Everyone, it is the one truth of politics. It's like, why do we have to do this? Everyone hates it. The people getting the calls, the people doing the calls, but you're just told you have to do it. And I don't like that answer. So we decided to ditch it for live streaming, and it's worked. But it's also worked because of that platform. Wow. We've been able to do like really creative ads and really creative initiatives. We've had 2 different shows where we've had a mosh pit, which is great. Like 2 different campaign events with a campaign mosh pit. But a lot of it came because in 2024, I was just disgusted. We spent like over $1 billion just to lose. And I was thinking nothing would have made me a Democrat faster than seeing true action. And
Yeah.
we're always waiting for permission. We're waiting for permission structures to just do the right thing.
Yeah.
And in reality, I mean,
You can
the
just
risk
do it.
calculus, you could just do it.
Yeah.
The risk calculus has changed a little bit, but for the most part, most of your actions won't result in you dying or going to jail for the rest of your life. So just do it. Like if someone's being a dick to a waitress, yell at them.
Yeah.
And so I was like, how many food banks could have been stocked? How many clinics could have been funded? And, you know, we're just one campaign. But I was like, if everyone, we had 17 candidates in our race, was doing this, it would be such a boon to the community.
Yeah, and it make people care about politics.
Yes.
And that's the
Make
thing.
them
It's
care
not just
about
the
coming
people
out
getting
the road.
helped. Like, it's the people that are getting involved because people feel hopeless.
Yeah.
And they're just seen as like cash cows for campaigns that you can
Yeah.
text and they'll send you $5. Instead, we're giving actual action. So like this summer, we had a bunch of park and beach cleanups. We got like hundreds of bags of trash off the streets. Yesterday, a woman came in and she needed a specific type of baby formula that like didn't have this protein in it. And we put a message on our Discord and we had people literally door dashing it to us. And
That's
just gonna pick it up today.
fire.
That's community.
See?
Using the Discord.
Yeah.
It's like, and like the
hard.
Discord's another thing we're doing differently. And it's like people are like, how do you reach young men? I don't know, go in spaces where young men are. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discord.
That's what happens when you just let the youth in the door.
Yeah. I love when you just.
They're fighting their hardest to keep that door closed though.
Yeah,
my
exactly.
God, I don't want you
Yeah.
in there.
Tooth and
For
nail
sure.
because I be hearing I'm like stuff like that I feel like should be covered even much more than it is.
Yeah.
Because like a political campaign is always just a time for like people meme it for how like people just come around once every 4 years.
Right, don't
But, like,
listen to what I say, watch what I do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's something as far as I'm concerned, is that you're the only candidate in the race doing something like that right now?
Yeah, we actually challenged our opponents during the SNAP shutdown to
I saw that.
to use their campaign funds to help local pantries because cash is the best way to help. Most of us raised over like $100,000. We could spare like $5K. And the response I got from the opponents who did respond were, I've been, you know, donating to or volunteering at food banks for my whole life. And like, that's great. I hope we all are.
I ain't asking.
But
Yeah.
That wasn't the question, man.
I'm telling you to use your campaign funds this way because we can set a new precedent. And a bunch of like local and state races are doing this too. And they reach out to us asking about how we're doing it. But like, yeah, I'm not asking you to spend your time just doing that. I'm asking you to put up or shut up.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up.
Actually, because when I started looking at like even like how local politics works in like Chicago and the cities or whatever, there's so many people who are like aldermen or everything that are running for re-election that never face an opponent.
Yeah.
They got like 4 million in the stash for campaign funds.
Yeah.
You know what that 4 million can do?
Yeah.
Like actually for real. So
They had Lake Cuomo with that shit. Lake Como and doing.
I think about like our fucking attorney's fees for this case, and I'm like, damn, we could be doing so much good with this money, and instead we're spending it defending a bullshit case. And it's, I mean, I love my lawyer, Josh. If you're watching this, I'm sure you are. Sorry, I beat a lot of people with this money. You're doing a great job though. But like, yeah, it's a bummer. And like the thing is, there are actually like so many great aldermen that like my alderwoman Maria Hatton, she straight up like when it rains, I see her on the streets like getting leaves out of the gutter. Like she does the good
That's
work. But
fire.
especially like the bigger office you get, the less people care. And the idea of like running against someone, I was the only person in my race to announce before the incumbent said she'd retire, and I was treated like Satan for doing that. And it wasn't even as a slight to her. I very much respect her. And like I was clear, but there's literally a headline from the day I launched saying this is not any sort of vendetta. Like
yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I just
Man.
I wanted to see someone who understands the right in Congress, and so I decided to run, and I didn't wait or ask for permission.
Yeah, and there's so many people who've been in there for so long.
Yeah, y'all ain't been doing shit, bro.
I'm about to
Keep it a bean,
we
bro.
here now. It's like I can respect and commend like everyone because obviously every politician, especially if you're progressive, like has done some good in their career, of course. But that has nothing to do with the fact that like at a certain point the torch got to be passed.
Yeah,
Fresh
exactly.
ideas,
Yeah.
or it'll just be stale, and then you
Yeah,
have the
of course.
same problems over and
Right.
over.
Exactly.
So you released this ad. we
The ad
had just taken a look at it.
we took a look
one
at
second.
it.
We can play it again real quick because it kind of goes over. I like what y'all did here with the framing. So let's
Thank you.
play it 1 second.
Kat Abughazaleh is the kind of radical Democrat Fox News warned you about. Kat believes you deserve universal health care, groceries, and housing.
Dear God!
Where does she think we are? The richest country on earth? Kat isn't a millionaire. She doesn't take PAC money. She can't even afford health insurance herself.
Just like everybody
How
else.
can she possibly relate to normal, hardworking corporations like you and me? And it gets worse. As a journalist, Kat's reporting helped lead to Tucker Carlson's departure from Fox News. Is that who you want fighting extremists in Washington? Kat claims the Democratic Party should not bow down to Trump or his billionaire friends. Does she think strongly worded letters count as bowing? Kat Abughazaleh represents a new generation of progressive Democrats working to redefine the party's future, and she plans to do it with her ferocious attack cat by her side. Is this who you want representing us?
I'm Kat Abughazaleh, and I approve this message.
Yes, sir. That's fire.
What's your
That's
cat's name?
fire.
Heater.
Heater? Oh,
Heater.
heater. Yeah,
Yeah,
heater.
heater.
That's fire. I have a question about this, though.
Yeah.
You know, I want to try to inject a little realism. Have you ever thought, like, does the thought of you get to Washington and then you like moderate your positions, has that thought occurred to you? Because I feel like sometimes, like, you don't want to have a turncoat, like you get a
Yeah.
nigga like a Fetterman or something. Where you
Fetterman.
sell one dream and then they intentionally, or like regardless, because I know he had a bunch of stuff going on, like come out the other side. But there are other people who might still mean well, but as soon as they get there, you know, the pressures of
Cory
XYZ,
Booker now.
and you might like delude your principles a little bit. So I want to ask, is that something that you've considered, and how do you plan on dealing with that?
Yeah, it's something that's, and by the way, we also have a 30-second cut of that. That one was more just for us because we thought it was fun. But yeah, absolutely. I remember this guy came into the office and I can't even remember what he wanted to talk about, but it was something that I'm like diametrically opposed to. And this was early in the campaign, and there was like this evil voice in my stomach that was like, you need to vote. Tell him that you agree with the thing that he agrees with. And I was like, no, shut up. But like, it's definite. That's like what being a human is. Like, we mirror each other. We want people to like us, all of these things. Like, there's always the concern about that. I think first off, I try to be really, really vocal about not wanting to do that, so that way I look like a huge asshole if I do.
That's the same.
I also don't want to be in Congress for the rest of my life. I am going, like, a lot of the campaign's experimental. I also want to have an experimental congressional term where I just try to do my job instead of focusing on getting reelected. And maybe that gets me reelected. We'll see.
Yeah.
But I think the big thing for me is that I am consistently, I remember talking to a member of Congress where they were like, so like, what can you bring different? And I was like, you can use me as a scapegoat, because I'm at a point where I don't care. Like, I care so much about everything, but I don't care about what you think about me. I don't care about decorum. People are getting executed in the streets. We don't need to worry about manners. I will call a point of order every 30 seconds if that's what it takes. And it might make all of my colleagues hate me, but guess what? That is 30 seconds that's not being spent passing dangerous Republican legislation. That is 30 seconds not being spent, trying to push the agenda that Trump is trying to push through. Breaking quorum, being able to be the first on these things that Democrats are talking about behind closed doors, especially like when it comes to civil disobedience. Let's stop having it behind closed doors. Let's bring it out here. And if you need someone to take the heat originally, I'm happy to do that. Like, I think when Elon Musk marched his army of, Nazi virgins to the Treasury Department, every Democrat should have just been arm in arm in front of every entrance and exit, and call their fucking bluff, because fascists are weak. That's what it is. They try so hard to make you think they're strong. So call their bluff or cause a national scandal and put your body on the line, because guess what? You have more platform and power and privilege than any of your constituents. And if something happens to you, it's a news story.
We say that. We say either way, regardless of what happens, it's going to be national news. Even if something happened with the Jaam, we're going to be fucking national news, bro. So it's like you're in these positions to help people. Help people.
I haven't seen like a sit-in, like
they was talking about doing like fucking. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, but I have to say it. They was, remember when they did the they were like doing the, they locked them in the thing and they were talking about doing the slumber party.
In Texas, in the Texas house.
In Texas. I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Slumber party and we're bullshit. These niggas is talking about locking y'all in the fucking thing. Y'all talking about like, slumber party. No, bro. Like, every Democrat should be right here, right now, being like, get these niggas out of here. What's going on? Like
you kind of teetering the lines and almost pussyfooting it. That's like
it's some fun.
Everyone else.
I was gonna say, it seems like collaboration. I feel like
it is collaboration.
Yes, and I feel like what I've been wanting, like above everything, is more people who will get, more Democrats who will get elected that will be obstructionist. Because I feel like you can work when you need to work, of course, but you should not be green-lighting by default the government doing whatever it can do just for the sake of keeping the government.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if they're not feeding people.
They're
Exactly.
violating
Like, you can't get into
all types-
bed with them to like ruin more people's lives.
Yeah, and then come out on the other side and be like, "Oh, I'm the staunch opposition and everything." I'm like, where is the actual fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, just like earlier today, we figured out that Lindsey Graham shut down the bill
That Chuck
because he
Schumer just
wanted to
did.
take more money from the people.
Yeah.
It's like, what? And then it was before that, we were all discussing like how they shouldn't vote on the
ICE funding.
ICE
the
funding.
DHS
Yeah.
yeah.
They gave him like 2 weeks. I'm like, bro, what are
That
you
way
doing?
we'll all stop thinking about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
We're not
stop
left.
striking. We'll stop talking about it,
And then
you
we'll
get
see
to
if
go
someone
back.
dies in 2 weeks.
So
Exactly. Now
It
we're
only
back
took
here.
2 weeks between Renee and Alex.
and it started the year.
yeah, so we're kind of at that edge where like it does feel like a lot of our elected officials are not meeting the moment. I will ask, and this is like, yeah, I think this is one of the last things that we'll talk about, but this is a pretty hard question. I did want to ask you though. What do you have plans on concretely supporting Chuck Schumer or Hakeem Jeffries in leadership if you are elected?
No. Like, here's the thing about all of this. Like, our top two issues are anti-authoritarianism. The house is on fire. We can't redo the house till we put out the fire. And that's my
Right.
specialty. And basic existence, the idea that everyone deserves to afford housing, groceries, and healthcare with money left over to save and spend. That is my North Star. We can argue about how we get there, but that has to be the goal. And that hasn't been the goal for a long time. Like, I grew up Republican. Like, my specialty is de-radicalization. I am very equipped and happy to negotiate about things, but we can't compromise on basic human rights.
Exactly.
And anyone that I vote for Speaker of the House, I will be very, very public. This is part of the reason that we need better communicators in Congress, and part of the reason that sometimes I feel like at these candidate forums, like everyone will give their stump speech, and I feel like I'm living in a different world. Like, I got into this because I feel a sense of urgency, and we have one of the most comprehensive platforms across the country on our website, which it's going to get more comprehensive because we're relaunching it on, I think, Monday or Tuesday.
Okay. Check it out.
But it's like, there's lots of things I care about and lots of things we can talk about. But like, we got Nazis in the streets shooting people.
Yeah.
And
We can't
what are you
talk
going to
while
do
they're at
about
the table,
that?
gang.
What are the tangible actions you're going to do about that? And it doesn't have to get more creative. It's not just legislation. And we need to move the window from abolish ICE, glad we're all here now, to prosecute ICE.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah,
that's the
you.
thing. It's like you have to keep moving things. And so when I vote for a Speaker of the House, like, I'm going to be very public. Right now, if I had to say like criteria, it would be, support the Block the Bombs Act, support banning stock trading, enforcing members to sell their individual stocks.
Oh my God.
Like, they have to promise me that, and I will be very public that whoever I vote for has promised that. And also not just abolishing, but prosecuting ICE. Like, they don't need more training. They don't need body cams. Fucking Renee Good's murderer was filming it. You want him to be able to shoot her with two hands?
Yeah.
Like,
Did you say he got $1 million in donations?
I was saying,
millionaire off donations.
people gave him money, and I also was doing a lot more research into like, in the wake of like, Michael Brown, all the high publicized killings of black people by police in like the 2010s, there was a big push to do the body camera thing. The body cameras, we gotta see it, and then it turns out, well, they'll turn it off, or the company that,
Or we'll just watch it.
Or
the company that made the body cams is like Palantir or some shit. It's like, so at a certain point, like you said, prosecution. I think Brandon Johnson.
we need trials.
Yes, I think Brandon Johnson is one of the only public officials, especially on the Democratic Party, that has overtly come out and said, yes, we need to change the prosecution. He was saying, I'm trying to find the avenues in my regard to see how we prosecute them, because it feels like you can't be scared at this moment to hold the Nazis accountable.
Yeah.
Whether
It's
you're
like,
fearful or not, that's not stopping what's happening. We're seeing it today with how many people, with the 4 people that just got arrested by the FBI. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
that fear's not stopping anything from happening at this point.
And it's not abolish Trump's ICE. It's like
Abolish
get
ICE.
rid
They
of
have
it.
been terrorizing communities for I've been alive longer than ICE. Have you?
Yes.
1 year shorter than I.
1 year shorter than ICE. But like, there was a life before ICE. There will be a life after ICE. And also part of this is, I feel like Democrats often take the wrong message from shit. Like, they'll see Zoran walking downstairs and they'll be like, so the answer is stairs.
I gotta walk quick.
I did my launch video at my desk. I like wrote it, edited it, posted it myself, and then two of my opponents released their launch videos, they're like, the answer is to do it at your desk. Like, that's
Oh
where
my
I
God,
it's like,
bro.
no,
Like, they're
no,
like, it's like,
it's not. But like
switch.
the same goes with, so like the first time I went out to Broadview, actually the first time I went out to like this version of Broadview, because I went to a vigil over the summer as well. There were no elected officials there. And I think that it is everyone's responsibility to use your platform, power, and privilege to try to help others. And so like we were very visible and vocal about like what was happening there, and specifically trying to highlight the, you know, people in that facility and the Black and brown folks on the ground that were like doing the work. Like drives me fucking crazy when I see especially like a white dude being like, and I am the savior. But also like it took 2-3 weeks for politicians to come out, and a lot of them were my opponents, and I am so glad that they came out with me. Truly, like this is not, I'm not even trying to like be a bitch here. But it's a bummer that it took that long. That it wasn't their first instinct. And like
Especially
when
as
we
an
see
elected official
people
trying to be.
lecturing Kristi Noem or like trying to be mean to like Stephen Miller or Greg Bovino or whatever
I
it is.
seen bro pulled up on Greg Bovino that one time.
and like
had like a
cool,
nice
but like
talking to. And then he killed people after that. Like, oh my God.
and also like if I had go to the businesses that you know he's going to be at. Don't yell at him. Go to the businesses and tell them that ICE is coming.
Or tell them like, yo, I represent this area. Like, I really don't want to see ICE come in. Can y'all work with me to have them not come in? Or,
and,
and then have your police department thanked for working with ICE.
Like, crazy. That shows people you care. That, like at the bare minimum, that shows people as an elected official that you care. Like,
and right now it feels like it's like
yes, the visibility is important. I'm not trying to negate that, and I'm not trying to negate that public opposition to ICE is not important.
Of course it is.
But when you have power,
you have the
and this is not against any specific person, by the way, but like if you have power, you need to be taking tangible actions, not to just show people that you care about a thing, but to actually have impact. You need to go to the places that you know ICE will be and tell them that they're coming, because guess what? People got taken that day.
That's the
and it
cost
also
of
changes
it.
the structure of things too. It allows more people to do
Why
that.
are
They
police
see
departments arresting ICE?
Why are
Exactly.
we not even like
we haven't even
that's
like
one thing
started
that we-
following
yeah.
those.
That's one thing that we've talked about. Like when it comes to the police department, right? We don't want to see the police department facing towards the protesters. They're supposed to be facing towards
I've said
ICE.
this too. I like, even if, and I get not wanting the Insurrection Act to be pulled. I totally get it. Look,
I get it, but
we get it, but it's like,
but like in that case, like people are like, we're big kids here. Have someone on a bullhorn saying, "Look, we are trying to stop the Insurrection Act."
It's like the shit gonna hit the fan.
are like, we are here because we are trying to stop that altercation. We like backs to the protesters because you're trying to protect them from those terrorists. We are here because we are trying to stop complete anarchy. And also, and like, I don't think arresting protesters is great. But also being realistic, if you get arrested by us, you go home today. If you get taken by ICE,
you're not going home.
You're
probably going to be in a different state.
We don't know where you are, because then like you can make the police look like the good guys here. You could also show that these measures of like these civil arrests, like these local arrests, are a de-escalation and also a protective measure. But be transparent about it, because people deserve that transparency.
Because if they were to call the Insurrection Act, that would be the federal government aggressing. So like you have to take right now while you can the messaging and frame it as the defensive action that it is. It would be a defensive thing to have your police protecting the protesters, making sure that no one gets snatched up and no one like ensues a riot, but also like having prosecution and arresting of ICE officers. That means that they're all on the same playing field.
And like there are feds in these crowds. Like I get like wanting to make sure it doesn't explode into something. I think I told y'all that there were like feds following us around a crowd. Like I get it. Like just being realistic, and also a lot of people are just trying to live their lives. I get it. But like
that was the case before,
That was the case before.
Like, it's not like we was out in the street being like, we gotta burn this shit down. And they put troops there. They did that because they want to do that. Like, so like you're kind of left with no choice besides like, hey, that's my thing. Is I love the conversation is because I feel like I've been seeing unprecedented things from the right, and I've yet to see unprecedented. I saw Zoran. And we
Yeah,
like
that's
see
the only
like you
unprecedented.
running and maybe like a few other people who are like getting
I'm
up and
very
run now.
scary.
But
Stop trying to act like I'm not scary.
like I'm seeing it, I'm like, I don't see the willingness and the guts to do the unprecedented thing in the time to kind of save people.
Yeah.
Right now they're doing unprecedented things to kidnap people and put them in concentration camps.
Yeah.
And like the people that have been doing the unprecedented stuff is fucking Minneapolis.
Yeah.
It's Chicago showing up. It's the people that were, patrolling our neighborhood in Rogers Park and ensuring that every time ICE showed up, they had whistles. Like the unprecedented has always been put on the common man that doesn't have the ability to protect themselves, but they go out despite that. Like we saw Renee Good and Alex Preddy murdered for filming.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people came out 10 times strong.
Yeah.
And like, I'm just asking our leaders to have an ounce of the bravery that the people they represent have.
Yeah.
I think that's what it boils down to. I be seeing people be like, bro, why do you expect anything from the Democrats? Bro, it's not that we expect something in terms of like, we think one day Chuck's gonna wake up and just get it. But it's more so like, bro, y'all are in these positions. You are seeing the people come out. We had 7 million across the country walk for no kings. We had people 100,000 in Minneapolis. It's like, bro, you're seeing people are standing up. Now they're looking for a leader. Now they're looking for somebody to
You
actually
should not
stand
be
on
caught
the
off
shit.
guard.
Yeah, you
That's
shouldn't.
an energy that builds your base or should be building your base.
Yeah.
Like you should be ready to be right there with them and
Meet the moment.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is for people to strike and protest?
Extremely. At the same time, like I know that there on social media, we've seen a lot of things about a nationwide strike today. I need to be really clear that a true strike, I was a union rep when I was at Media Matters. Striking is not done lightly. We need unions involved. It's also
Mutual
part of the
aid.
reason that the administration is targeting unions. It's why we need to pass the PRO Act. But I want to get to the point where we can have a nationwide general strike. That's going to be hard. I think we can do it, but we need organization and we need to hit them where it hurts. And that means union power. That means support of the people. That means boycotts. But absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. I also agree. I think we need to be talking about content creators union, man.
Get Instagram to pay us. God damn it.
I feel like it's so important because I see a lot of people, and I think this is just like a byproduct of just the defeat. Like a lot of people are like, well, there's no point of protesting, or like, I'm not leaving work, or like all these things that is like, it's almost, and I'm not messaging this towards the people who actually like need to go to work.
Yeah.
But it's almost like this selfish mindset we have that we can't help others with.
I
Or they're
feel
like joy is resistance.
If you do it together, that's like the main thing. It's like little by little. I'm very eager to see that happen because I believe that we can do that too, and getting that organization together. It's needed, and it's only going to get like stronger as we go along. Thank you so much for coming
Thanks so
through.
much for having me on.
Seriously.
Seriously.
Please let the people know where they can follow you, where it's next. I believe Election Day is March 17th, right?
March 17th, early voting, like ballots go out as soon as February 5th, so next week. You can find our website at catforillinois.com if you liked anything that we talked about today. Text your friends that live, once again, uptown, up to Evanston, West Muskogee, all the way to Crystal Lake and Algonquin. We are tied for first. I am the only candidate in my race that is supported by majority small dollar donations. I am the only leading candidate in my race that will say the word genocide. And I am the only candidate in my race that's under federal indictment, which I didn't expect to say, but so catforillinois.com. We have a Discord, discord.gg/catforillinois. Our office at 7016 North Clark Street. You can drop by in Rogers Park. If you have any mutual aid donations, we especially need like winter gear, toiletries, toothbrushes and toothpaste. People come by and take what they need all the time. But please, Election Day is March 17th. This is not one of these cases where you have a progressive candidate you like and they have no shot. We're going to win this. But text your friends right now. Take out your phone, just like when you took out your phone to share this link. Text your friends right now and be like, have you heard about this lady?
I'm about to text my
And
cousin.
share this video. Share the Jaam.
I know y'all don't want to spend a band on glasses. Like,
If you want a future where we can all see at a price that's not bankrupting, please get out there, register to vote, get involved in your community, meet your neighbors, everything. And if you live in the 9th District, come out 100%.
Yes, 1,000%.
We need this win, please.
Yes, we need
My heart can't take it.
Hold on.
Please.
Is this camera on me? Please. Jesus Christ.
We need this.
If you also enjoyed the episode, like I say, please like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow us on all of our individual platforms. JMJ.
What you on, Matt?
AB the artist, Yasirski.
So
And of course, thank you. It is about to be a crazy time. It's always a crazy time in this country, but keep fighting and keep reading.
Can we ask
And remember,
one
if
more
they didn't think that you could win, they wouldn't be trying to fight you so hard.
Real.
Talk about it.
Can we ask one more question? Because we usually do like a little speed round for like our guests leave.
Okay.
What is your top 3 favorite Chicago restaurant?
Okay.
Ooh. Okay, so I'm gonna do ones in the district. Pho 888, best pho, so good. Their pho pie, crazy. It's so good.
Okay.
Shout out to Rocky's Tacos right by the
Rocky's
office.
Tacos, yeah.
I gotta try that. I gotta try that.
Mwah. Everyone in the campaign knows if you don't pick me up, Rocky's on the way home, then if you go
You
there
might
and
be
you don't
fired.
get me some, you might be fired. It's so real here. This isn't. It's because I'm craving it. It's not in the district, but Red Light Chicken. Best hot honey chicken sandwich I've ever had. Chicago has like a plethora of great hot honey chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
They only serve 3 things: chicken sandwich, nuggets, fries. It's like $7 for a sandwich. Goes crazy.
Like we're going to red light, gang.
It's
I'm
like
hungry.
2 miles south.
Okay.
2 miles
I
south.
want to try that taco spot. 'Cause
That's
I feel
the
like
spot.
we're on a whole adventure trying to find good taco spots. Like we've been getting
Rocky's
bullshit.
Tacos, Rogers Park, we got a pupusa place across the street, also amazing. Las Delicias, we love it.
Park
Yeah,
got
we got like a tamale spot, tamales lo mejor. Yeah, drop by the office, come get some tacos.
Oh yeah, now we gotta
We gotta pull up.
We gotta pull up.
Come get some food.
have an awesome day or night wherever you may be, and see you guys.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
y'all.
Thank you for watching this long. If you haven't already, subscribe. What is you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You think we just sitting here doing it for nothing?
You think you're gonna sit here and not do
Need
shit?
to
Like, hear this shit.
I know you're not subscribed. Click it.
Cool.